The great post-war rejuvenation of interest in motor racing has led to the birth of a succession of new circuits in Britain. To compensate for the loss of Donington comes the latest addition to the family at Oulton Park in Cheshire. Like Donington, it is enclosed upon a private estate, formerly one of the stately homes, and much money, time and effort has been expended to bring course and surface alike up to the highest international standards. A trip round the mile-and-a-half circuit, soon to be extended to double that length, brings us from the straight at the start into the first bend, a right angle appropriately called Old Hall Corner. And when an experimental closed permit meeting on August the 8th brought a selection of Formula 2 and 500 machinery up to Cheshire, it didn't take long for the boys to find their way around this one. The power behind this venture, and I don't mean those double-knocker Nortons, is Cheshire Car Circuit Limited, an organization of businessmen proposing to run the circuit as a business. Despite rumors to the contrary, every race promoter operating to date will swear there's no profit in the game, or not in terms of big-time LSD. But seen from the driver's point of view like this, it's obvious that Oulton has much to offer, including an admirable short straight here for maximum acceleration, and as you can see, there should be no trouble here in getting the foot hard down. Not only do the trees add that natural road flavor to surroundings, so sadly lacking at most airfield rendezvous, they also provide an excellent vantage point for cameramen. Small boys of all ages, please note. But there's really no need to go bird's nesting when the roadside banks provide a natural grandstand. Next curve up is the Cascades, a long right-hand affair calling for eye for line and nice judgment for the gentleman in a hurry. Here's where the stylist can maintain a rev or two. Again seen from the driving seat, the problem posed by the Cascades can be appreciated even at touring car speeds. By the way, the extension to make a 3-mile lap of it comes off to the left at this section of the course. Immediately after Cascades, the road sweeps on still further to the right and over a bit of a switchback. This spot, known as Range Corner, preserves a memory of Oulton's war service as a training camp. And if the Battle of Waterloo was won on Eton's playing fields, what Grand Prix triumphs may we look to in the future from Oulton Park? But soon it's in to top again for the fastest section of the course over Clay Hill. There's nearly half a mile here of gently curving road where once again acceleration will pay a dividend of seconds saved. Some comment has been caused by the width of road. Some say too narrow, most say no. After all, Donington has been the model here, not Brooklands. Oulton's as wide as the Nürburgring, and there's room enough to pass all round the course. A Bailey Bridge to span the road will ensure free access to spectators and their cars to the inside of the circuit for this sort of view. Another right-hander now at Druids, the third corner of Oulton's roughly quadrilateral shape. Though slightly more than a right angle, the curve is well swept and regular. It's certainly a top gear curve for the 500s, probably one cog down for the Formula 2 machines and most sports cars. Out of Druids, it's a short straight, once again with some suggestion of a gradient. And then the final corner of the course, Lodge, the sort the gatekeeper lives in. As the Emerson takes the curve, you can see what a tricky little spot this is up to the Deer's Leap. And the switchback here has the rear suspension working overtime. Under the bridge already built, with the spacious paddock and pit area to the right of the road, the timekeeper's inevitable bus marks our completion of the lap. These other gentlemen apparently wish to press on a little further. Those, then, are the ingredients that together make Oulton, a mixture of curves, corners, straights, and gradients. In fact, the mixture as before, but now served upon a new dish and spiced with a flavor of the North Country. The inaugural meeting, though not open to the public, attracted a large gallery of spectators. The meeting was promoted by the Mid-Cheshire Car Club, but naturally officials of the competitions department of the RAC were there in force to cast an official eye over the proceedings. Dennis Flather and Stanley Barnes, manager of the competitions department of the governing body of British motor racing, sported their official armlets. While Lawrence Pomeroy, Murray Austin and George Williams, Castrol racing manager, celebrated the christening of Oulton in suitable style. The opinion of high-caliber drivers is invaluable, and Peter Whitehead was all praise for the new circuit. As indeed was Tony Rolt, who illustrates his point with near Italian enthusiasm. Needless to say, practice on the new course was particularly important, and the driver's briefing was undertaken with due care and attention to detail. There's never a shortage of able volunteer officials in British motorsport, but at Oulton's first meeting, they had to earn their free view with a vengeance, and the newly surfaced road called for some attention. And here, we venture to suggest, is an object lesson for all who undertake the vital job of flag marshal, all neatly to hand in order of priority. Now he only has to remember which is which. And here, recorded in film, is a moment in motoring history. For the first time, the circuit at Oulton Park is officially closed for racing by the clerk of the course. And as the official procession moves off on its formal lap, countless hours of enthusiastic toil, the lifeblood of motor racing, reap their just reward. For the first time, the quiet parkland of this corner of rural Cheshire reverberates to the roar of the pack on the starting grid.
All lined up now. The flag is up.
And as the cars sweep off to the first race, every enthusiast in the country must wish a great future to Oulton Park.